So Donald Trump was hit with a limited gag order by Judge Tanya Chutkan on Monday, and then on Tuesday, he was back in court in New York for the fraud trial. But before he walked into that courtroom, he decided to take a few minutes to talk to the press, where he kinda seemed like he violated that limited gag order that Chutkan had slapped on him less than 24 hours prior. Here is what Donald Trump said. I'm going to read his whole statement so you get the whole thing in context, but here it is. We're at trial today that should not be taking place. And as you know, he recently just testified and he said that Trump did nothing wrong. Remain alone who were after he was alone. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. We got paid back. That was not the fault. It was a very good transaction, and we will do it again. Ooh, you know what, though? Before we get into the possibly violating the gag order, it's never a good thing before you walk into a trial to be like, hey, not only did I not do these things, but I'm going to do these things again. Definitely not something you want to say as a criminal defendant to let everybody know that, oh, I'm doing this shit again. Like, that's not smart. He continued. He is so dumb. I am sorry, but this is not a smart man we're dealing with. This is a very, very dumb guy. He was born into money, and had it not been for that fact, and I know he's made more money than he was born into, but if you've got money, you can make money. But I'm sorry, he is very dumb. He says stupid things. He doesn't think about anything. He is a dumb guy. Let's continue. This is a rigged situation, and our country can't stand these things, and the people of our country understand that. We're being railroaded, and if other trials were being railroaded, you saw yesterday where they take away my right to speak, I won't be able to speak like I'm speaking to you. And I'm not saying anything. Well, I'm saying the truth. I won't be able to do this with that trial because the judge, which of course we're appealing because the judge said basically I don't have a right to speak, and I'm the #1 candidate leading the Republicans by 55 or 60 points. That should be over. That's all coming out of the Department of Justice. It's all set up by Biden and his thugs that he's surrounded with to try and sneak out an election victory that he's not entitled to win, because he's been the worst president in the history of our country. You know, if you'd left out that last paragraph, this wouldn't be almost a violation of the limited gag order. But once you decided to go after the so-called thugs that Biden has surrounded himself with, suddenly you find yourself in a very actionable position. Had you left it to just Biden, wouldn't be a problem, right? Judge Chutkan didn't say you couldn't go after Biden. But you said thugs. You said the thugs that he has surrounded himself with. And that can very easily be construed to refer to Jack Smith, who you are legally not allowed to say a damn thing about in the press or on social media or anywhere. But you did. I'm reading that as you calling Jack Smith a thug. And I think Judge Tanya Chutkan should read it the same way. And I think that Chutkan needs to call Donald Trump into the courtroom and hear from him and ask him point blank, when you said the thugs that President Biden has surrounded himself with, name those people. Who are you specifically talking about here? Because I have to make 100% sure that you're not talking to the guy on the other side of the courtroom. So name these people, or else you're going to spend a couple days in jail for violating my order. That is what Chutkan needs to do. She has the authority to do it. And given what we've seen from her, there's a chance she may actually do that. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.